Question 1315. Have you ever lied about any aspect of your sex life?
Yes.
Well, good God, yes. Jesus Christ, what a stupid question.
Well, the
It
question is
depends on who I'm talking
else.
to and how prude. It depends on how prude the other person is. Because I want to tell the truth. It's just some people can't take it.
Well, and it also depends. I mean, some things are just private and no one's goddamn business. So
True.
Seraph says, nope, can't lie about what doesn't exist. Jess says, of course.
Oh,
Well, let me ask you a question, Julie.
yep.
I can't.
What have you lied about?
What have I lied about? I think it's mainly lies of omission for the most part. And the one that I do feel kind of guilty about is I've never brought a girlfriend home to meet my parents. Now, in my defense, I've only had 2 serious girlfriends, and I've had many more serious boyfriends. So, but yeah, I didn't bring either of them. I did not have the guts to do that, and then the relationships were over, so it didn't matter.
So you're saying it's a good thing that those sorts of things are measured by ratio and quantities and stuff, huh?
No, I was saying those are the 2 that I feel guilty about.
Okay, my question for you
I didn't have the balls to tell my parents that I like chicks too. I mean, I did tell them, but I didn't have the guts to show that I'd bring a girlfriend into their vicinity.
Julie, my question for you was going to be KY or grape jelly?
KY, grape jelly. Why do you don't want anything with sugar or sticky down there? You don't want anything with sugar down there. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I have a policy. I have an honest policy of telling somebody up front how much of a freak I am. So when they walk in my house and I say, oh, I jokingly have a swing. So when they walk in my house and see that I have a swing in my room, that they know I'm not joking, So I like to be up front so people know that I'm not BSing. That way I don't get any looky-loos or weirdos. I don't like it when people waste my time, So I like to be up front with people.
After they find out the swing is a reality, do you give them the opportunity to leave?
Of course. Of course.
No, they're in the swing by that point.
Usually the next morning, I'm like, leave, get the hell out.
Catnip says all the time. Yandere says, I'm a virgin. Badger says yes, because it's not anyone's fucking business. The Grey Man says, I don't think I have. Not a Great Gamer says, a fish with no name. Chad says, never. I have refused to answer or given as much as is appropriate, but I am an open book as a matter of principle. Don't ask questions if you don't want answers to. See, there's numerous times I have told people that they don't want to ask me a question. They'll ask me something and I'll say, you don't want me to answer that question. I am quite happy to.
And they always say, oh, come on, go ahead. And I'm like, great, we're not going to be friends anymore. All right.
Ricardo, yes. To me a lot. People have the annoying habit of asking questions. It's just exactly the same thing. Titan Uranus says, not BSing, BDSMing. Shadow Kitty says, you don't want whipped cream or dairy products down there.
No, you do not.
I'm allergic to a lot of things, so all that stuff is just a turn off anyways.
Yeah, I'm very...
People overestimate how much you need.
Not against anyone else if that's your thing, but I don't mix food and sex. Those two things.
Never try to simulate with breadsticks.
Cross contamination. It's a cross contamination issue.
That sugary lube is hell to wash out of the sheets too.
Oh,
that's awful.
Pirate Kitty says yes, especially to people who are stupid enough to ask inappropriate questions.
Well, it's such a conditional question. Some people who are going to be shocked by something, you want to shock them. But frequently, I guess I'm on the fence that don't ask if you don't want to know. But there's some people I'm just not going to tell them anything because they just. Ugh.
Yeah, fair.
Some people can't handle your sexuality because they can't handle their own. So they push all of their weirdness on you when you're just yourself. Well, I'm speaking for myself, but
No, I've experienced similar things. I know what you're talking about.
Who hasn't answered? Amanda.
Well, speaking to what Julie was saying before, I think like a year and a half ago, I just casually mentioned to my mother that I was pan. She was like, "You've never slept with a woman before." And slapped at her, but women, I have probably faked more orgasms than I've actually had with a partner. So I'd say yes, I have lied.
But how can they learn, Amanda? If you lie, they can't learn.
I'm polite, and they're pathetic.
I know. Well, there's that.
There's so much ego behind, like, I don't know. You know, when you get to that point where it's like been like a half an hour and you know it's not fucking going anywhere, but they ain't quitting until you're done.
You gotta get a "you tried" ribbon and just hit him in the forehead with it. At least you tried. At least you tried. Thanks.
Participation.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I'm
so disappointed for you.
No.
I am so disappointed.
There was this wonderful thread on Twitter that said a question someone was asking on Twitter, on Ask Reddit, asking, "Is it weird that my girlfriend has got this fetish that after we have sex she always uses her vibrator?"
You're trash.
Oh, honey. We need to sit down and have a talk.
That's not a fetish, that's a finish.
Yeah.
There was a guy I dated a couple of years ago that I had mentioned before we had actually slept together that I had never been brought into orgasm. Brought in is not a word. Been brought to orgasm with a man doing oral. So, you know, which is a lot of women haven't. But he was really like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the first one to do it. And then I made the mistake of faking it just to get it the fuck over with. And then he wouldn't shut up about it for like 3 months. He conquers that shit. And I'm like,
see that?
So.
You are polite. You are polite. You are extremely polite.
After 3 weeks, I would have fucking said, "I fucking faked it. Shut up."
Like, oh no.
I could see myself doing exactly what Amanda just described, like in, years ago. But now I just give them the old tap on the shoulder, like, no, stop. This is not going anywhere.
I could do it. I could do it. I could do it.
Like, no, I know. No.
Could we change subjects? You guys have already driven me to waste a couple of hours after
Dave
this.
has not answered that for him.
Jeff.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay then. I'll answer. I'll answer yes, of course I have. But I think people are kind of aware that these are the kind of questions where I sometimes kind of clam up on because I'm not really comfortable talking about my sex life. I'm not at all. It's just I'm not comfortable with the subject. I've got to be honest. But if I lied, of course I fucking lied. Especially when you're a young man and when you listen to all your mates telling their bloody sex stories. Have I exaggerated? Yeah, of course I fucking have. Until you sort of grow up and realise that's all bullshit, and you realise they were probably lying for their fucking teams as well. Yeah. Yeah, of course I've embellished certain things or exaggerated things or made shit up that's never fucking happened. When I was a lot younger, of course, but it's generally it's a subject I'm not comfortable with because I'm not necessarily comfortable with my sexuality anyway. So, that's what it is. So
it's what it is. Badger says, "How can you gently tell someone during sex, 'Thanks, but this is doing nothing for me, and it's just getting awkward at this point. Please stop this before I sink through the bed in embarrassment.'"
Just say exactly that.
Just say
exactly that. It's perfect.
You can't hurt their feelings.
That was very sweet.
The grey man says,
"Hey, that's fine."
The grey man says, "I only fake my orgasms when I'm alone." Right.
Well, if you're honest, well, maybe it's not a question of honesty. I've given up on myself.
Yes.
Sometimes, some days you just aren't doing it. It's just not there.
Next question.
Yeah, please, can we move on?
Here we are. Question 1,300. What? Of course I've lied.
Thank you. Oh, yes, okay.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.